And he saw that 5-6 farmers have collaborated and they have joined their lands and opened an engineering college. So that's how we started. A very humble beginning of around 140 students.
So what is the ideology of Poornima University?
Whatever it takes for a student to be polished to face global challenges, an institution's responsibility is that to give those.
I keep hearing that Poornima University is very strict about a lot of things and it does not.
We try to inculcate good habits in students by being punctual, coming to college regularly, maintaining a good attendance.
What do you see as the future of education now?
But the one thing that I like the most about NEP 2020 is the multiple entry and multiple exit program.
Hi everyone, so guess who I have with me and what I'm going to talk about. I have Rahul Singhi from Poornima University. He's a director and founder of Poornima University and he's a lovely friend, dear friend. I have known him for a lot of years now. And I want to understand the ideologies of education from him, understanding what is the future like, where does it stand, and how do we really see the future evolving in the education space. So I have now Rahul. Thank you, Rahul, for being here, and such a pleasure to have you.
Likewise.
So Rahul, I think I have always been fascinated by your entire family in terms of how they have evolved the entire education space. How did it happen? I mean, just very quickly, maybe a 30-second intro on what happened.
So my father went to Chennai. He's an architect. He went to Chennai to build an engineering college.
Acha.
He designed the engineering college in Chennai.
Acha.
So in 98, privatization of engineering colleges happened. And he saw that, 5-6 farmers have collaborated and they have joined their lands and opened an engineering college. So he thought that if farmers can start an engineering college, I'm still a professional. Why should I, So then he came back to Jaipur and then Rajasthan government also announced a scheme in which they made a institutional area in Jaipur, in which they allotted some lands to private institutions. So that's how we started. A very humble beginning of around 140 students, with 140 students.
As an engineering college,
as
one
an
engineering college.
As an engineering college, yes.
And then how many do you have now?
So we have 4 campuses in Jaipur. We have 2 campuses in Jodhpur. In 2014, we diversified into healthcare. Then we started a hospital in Jodhpur, which is a 300-bedded corporate tertiary care hospital. And now we are coming up with a new 700-bed hospital, which is going to, we have our plans to convert it into a medical college in years to come.
Wow, fantastic. I mean, this looks like a amazing journey. So, and when did you get involved into this entire
started, so as soon as I passed out, I also did my architecture. I was fascinated by my father's work and the people that he used to work with. And I started my architecture and then passed out in 2011.
Achha.
And 2011, I joined my father. My first project as an architect as well as a sort of trainee under my father was Poornima University.
Achha. So, very interesting.
And that was my last project in terms of architecture. All my architecture stint was, it vanished with the project.
No, but you have done it so beautifully. I must compliment that when I see.
So I was along with my friend who was my room partner in hostel. So he was the one who designed everything. And I used to take government permissions and all the necessary approvals that from the government. So
and since then you have been into academics, and do you teach also sometimes?
No, I taught for 3 semesters.
Achha.
I used to teach industrial training to architecture students, and I also taught photography to architecture students because photography was my passion. And but that was for very short duration, only for 3 semesters.
I'm going to call you for a photography session then, and I'm going to ensure that you at least come and talk to all these students once and at least take a session on photography. It'll be so nice and amazing. So, what is the ideology of Poornima University in terms of education? Because I do see you differentiating this from the rest of the universities. If the other universities are going in a different direction, I see PU's ideology is starkly different from the rest. What is the base of this entire ideology?
So the foundation of Poornima is Dr. S.M. Seth, who's the chairman emeritus right now, and he was the founding principal of our first engineering college. and he has set the ideology of Poornima since 2000. We are just following him.
Wow.
His principle was very clear, in which focus was on classroom teaching, focus is on academics, focus is on outcome of the academics, which is eventually placements, and everything is centered. I mean, everything is centered around students. So whatever it takes whatever it takes for a student to be polished to face global challenges, an institution's responsibility is that you give those.
So, I mean, are you like very much placement focused, or I mean, what is that base around? Is that, oh, you want students to be industry oriented or placement oriented, or how is it?
Yes, we are classroom focused. We lay a good emphasis on teaching and research, and of course, as an outcome, we measure placements. So that is an outcome. And दोनों का जब result है वो admissions होता है. So whatever we give inputs in academics and placements, the eventual outcome is
because I keep hearing that Poornima University is very strict about a lot of things and it does not. So I think is that the base, and I do appreciate that base sometimes.
So in terms of strictness, I would say we are more disciplined, not strict. We try to inculcate good habits in students by being punctual, coming to college regularly, maintaining a good attendance, and that is what is required in corporate also. They want all employees to be disciplined. They want all. So we inculcate those habits right from the day one, and we feel that if this undergraduate phase is the phase of developing habits. If they develop good habits, they will carry it for their entire lifetime. We have had a lot of alumni coming back to us and telling कि सर अच्छा हुआ आपके यहाँ पे ड्रेस थी, अच्छा हुआ सर आप 6 दिन पढ़ाते थे, 8 घंटे पढ़ाते थे, because now when we go to corporate, everything is so simple.
Yes.
We don't feel कि हमको weekends off चाहिए, या we don't feel कि हमको casuals में आना है.
Nee, I agree with you, because I feel that students when they see other institutions, then they say they are so casual, they start disliking certain places. But then I feel these are the foundation years, and these are the most important years for a student to really build. It's between the school to the corporate, and we are the bridge.
Yes.
So if that bridge is incorrect, then they will always falter at the end also. And I think that is a very, very positive thing in my opinion. What do you see as the future of education now? How do you see future evolving, and how is Poornima University and everything around this working?
So I see a lot of tech coming into the conventional way of teaching, and from last 2-3 years we have been investing a lot of time, energy, efforts and resources in enabling tech oriented teaching.
Achha.
So we see future as a very advanced institute wherein all the administrative procedures are tech-based, paperless. All the teaching is outcome-based. All the students are, right from entering into the university till they pass out, are being mapped on their strengths and weaknesses, and then so our vision for next 5-10 years is to merge tech and conventional way of teaching so that our students are globally competitive.
So don't you see that there's this lot of competition coming after NEP, and how do you see this entire NEP process evolving with all these international universities probably coming into the country and adding up this entire thing? Do you see it as a problem, or you think it's a very positive sign? How do you see
I take it very positively, because eventually if Prime Minister also says that we are one family and we will grow only if the family grows. So if foreign universities come to India, our human resource and human capital will eventually be more skillful. And I don't see that as a threat. I see as an opportunity that that we would have that international exposure in the country. Our students who pay lakhs and lakhs of rupees to go outside would have a similar education in much lesser and affordable fee structure in Jaipur or in India. And if I talk about NEP, then lot of things are already there. in private education system if I say about NEP. Because NEP is majorly for, I see it is majorly for government organizations.
Okay.
Okay, they are far
Behind in terms of the progress
Yeah.
being made.
So हम लोग already काफी चीज अडेप्ट कर चुके थे NEP आने से भी पहले.
जी.
But the one thing that I like the most about NEP 2020 is the multiple entry and multiple exit program, in which every student will have a chance to
Switch
exit,
universities.
not switch, but exit when he feels that
He's done
with the formal education and he wants to have that exposure. At the
Makes
same
sense.
time, he can come back and resume his education.
Makes sense.
Earlier, if a student has left, then he has to again start from
Yes.
scratch.
Yes.
But now he has an option to resume his education from wherever he left. So I think from a student's perspective, from a parent's perspective, this is a very good move. And
Are you also planning to move towards online education in any way? Is that on the cards?
No, online is not on the cards, not on the table, for sure. We are fully focused on in-person, offline courses only. But we have initiated multiple entry, multiple exit this year. We've already registered ourselves into ABC, which is Academic Bank of Credit. We've already started uploading all our documents on NAD, which is National Academic Repository or Depository, whatever you say. And all our students have their access, degree access on this app, DigiLocker.
Right.
So we've already started digitizing.
Very good.
We have a robust ERP system in which we can map the student when he's entering, when he's exiting. So in that sense, we are fully prepared. And this year would be the first year when we are permitting students to exit in the duration of the program and even enter whenever they want to.
Fantastic. What about the collaborations that you're looking at right now?
So today, I mean, we are. This is a new beginning for us. We are starting a new faculty in the university, which is called FIRE. And as the name suggests, it is actually fire because it is involved.
It has to put fire and create fire.
So it tests the ability of a student as an entrepreneur, the ability of a child to innovate and research, and that's the name, Faculty of Innovation, Research and Entrepreneurship. And we are in this beautiful campus today, and with you as an academic mentor. So Paresh is the head of GCEC, chairman of GCEC, with whom we have collaborated as a knowledge partner and technical partner, also as a training, entrepreneurship, everything in terms of academics and research.
We look forward because I think we see that, all these international courses is what is the need of the hour, and I think that's where the ideologies match, where we see that, this collaboration with Poornima University makes us think the same way. Poornima University is also very focused on there should be an outcome for the student. He should ultimately get a placement. He should get or do something at the end. He should not just do any graduations. It should not be just another graduation college. It should be a place where student finishes something and he should do something at the end.
I'll tell you a fun fact. When we started in 2012, up till 2012, we were only an engineering institution. So when we entered into university, nobody believed that, we would start something in commerce management or we would start something with sciences or public health or hospitality. And we always had a dream of starting programs in commerce management field, which has global certifications.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we didn't have that exposure and understanding of global certification. And fortunately, when we met you, I met you, and when you spoke about the global certifications, I think it was a no-brainer that we had to do this integration in the university. And I am truly elated and delighted that after so many years of our existence, almost 11 years, that now we are starting this global certification. Or der aaye durust aaye.
It's I think it's a mutual feeling, because I also feel that there's a very clear camaraderie and there's a clear thought process match which I see happening here. Whenever I'm talking to anybody in the team at PU, they just, align immediately. They understand, oh, this is where you're coming from. This is what is your thought process. This is what is your ideology. And we'll try our best. I would I would just say it looks like a very huge responsibility on us, but we just want to do it the best way. All I think is we promise to do, put in our heart and soul, which is definitely I'm going to do.
No, and I think you have added lots of colors in the whole setup, because even though I am an architect, but I am colorblind in terms of when it comes to the upgradation of infrastructure, and the way you guys have done it is exceptional.
Oh, it's a huge compliment.
We never thought that we would have a carpet or a rug in our institution. Or we would have a massager in our institution. So this is something very unusual and very different. We never thought of having air conditioned lecture halls. We never thought of having lightings that we see in a restaurant, right? So the whole environment of this campus has changed once you have taken over. So I'm very hopeful that the students who would be coming here and taking up these courses would have a very academic oriented environment. They will have a very focused approach towards their career. And उनको जो माहौल चाहिए वो आपने दे दिया है, already बना दिया है. So I am very positive that we will have good number of students. We will have students का जो placements है वो I don't have any doubts in terms of the exposure that they will get.
Even I feel that, the kind of courses that you're going to run are definitely the future of the country. They're very futuristic, very professional, very industry oriented. So and we've never had a problem with internships and placements. So that is one thing, touchwood, I have not had a challenge, so all these students are so much ready. In fact, abhi I can tell you, TIE ka abhi smash up ho raha hai, and there is a waiting, and they're waiting for these. So they said, hame interns de do. मैंने कहा सबके exam चल रहे, they can't come. So they said, I'll wait. But I went only your interns. I'm like, okay, this sounds very, heartwarming to get that there are multiple. So Fleeka, one of the founders, it's one of the top rated founders of Jaipur. He came down here. He said, oh, why is my name not there in the, list of placement companies that you have collaborated? I want it there. And I said, but I don't have students to place. They're all placed right now. So yes, we are lucky with that part. And I just hope we are able to fulfill the same expectations. So fingers crossed. But and I just want to ask you a very personal question. How do you, and this is an observation from my entire team, how do you remain so grounded? What is that one thing?
In the blood.
Okay.
My grandfather was a very grounded person. My father is a very grounded person. And I don't have much aspirations for myself in terms of living a very
no, but I do see you driving some of the top shot cars and expensive bikes.
Not cars, but only bikes.
Bikes. Yes, so you love bikes.
That passion of riding in bikes.
But whenever I meet you, I feel that you are such a simple person that if required, you just do it. You would not really go around and say I'm the boss and I am somebody who would do this.
So फायदा क्या होगा? We would just waste each other's time. And so I think उन सब चीजों से बहुत ऊपर उठ चुके हैं. And then also because I've stayed in hostel for 5 years. So hostel में रहने के बाद में you can live anywhere in the world. You can survive on minimalist. आप एक मैगी के पैकेट पे 3 दिन निकाल सकते हो. So the lifestyle is such that
no, it's. I would say it is more than the lifestyle. I would genuinely, and I've seen you working. I've seen you when you're proposing that you'll move to that small corner of the office. I was like, why would Rahul do this? Why would he leave his swanky, nice, big office to move to a smaller one and just say I'm okay to work in the background? You're not sitting in the main university campus. You're sitting in one huddled up corner. I don't know but where does this come from? What is the thought process?
I think it's in the blood. Like my father, we feel all these materialistic things are not important. The important thing is that what you do in your daily routine, what decisions you take, whether it is impacting the lower strata of the society or not, and if it is impacting the people who actually need help, then you don't need anything else. I mean, I've heard from my father a lot of times that to take decisions you not even require a furniture. वो तो आप खड़े खड़े भी बात
सही
करके
बात
you
है,
can decide.
सही बात है.
So infrastructure, office, personal assistants, or probably that VVIP culture is not in the blood. हमने ना कभी देखा और ना हम कभी, and this is the same habit that we are trying to inculcate in our children also, students of Poornima also. So अगर आप देखेंगे, we have a dress system which equates everyone. There is no higher class or a lower class. Everybody is same. Every teacher is the same. I have the same I have the same dress. A technical assistant is also having the same dress. So when we stand together, all of us are equal. So yeah.
No, I think it speaks a lot. I am so impressed by this. To be very honest, this is one thing which attracts me towards you in terms of कि यार मतलब you are one person who is approachable and who will take it as कि यार let's do it, let's focus on the outputs and not worry about ये है, ऐसा है, वैसा है, ये protocol होना चाहिए. वो बहुत important, and I really like that. So I mean, thank you so much. I have always connected with you so well on this. So and stay the way you are. I mean, I would genuinely say that I like this about you a lot. Personally, I feel that you're very humble and very modest. We keep talking about this in our family, that you are one person who maintains that humility.
I think it's in the family. Everyone is like that. My mom, my father. I mean, just to quote an example, we have two of our campuses, PC and PIT, which is 400 meters apart. So one day, talking about 2007-8, तो you must have seen Ganesh, जो हमारा housekeeping इंचार्ज है. तो ये PIT के अंदर किसी काम से आया था, and पूर्णिमा कॉलेज के अंदर इसका काम था. So he was going back, and at the same time, my father also had to go. So there was no car, and by chance he was passing by, so he stopped him and told him कि मेरे को वहाँ छोड़ दो. So that's the level of modesty my father follows. He doesn't care ki, whether the guy is from housekeeping department or he is going on a motorcycle, but उनको वहाँ से वहाँ जाना है and जल्दी से जल्दी जाना है.
Right.
So whichever way he can go, he will opt that. He will not wait for a car or somebody to pick up or somebody to listen. So I think that's in the family and that's in the blood. So मेरे को कुछ अजीब नहीं लगता. It is all our daily routine.
हाँ नहीं, बहुत important है. I think I also believe the same ideology. मतलब आज तो ये इवेंट था तो इसलिए मैं इस सूट पहन के आ गया, नहीं तो मैं लिटरली यहाँ पे मतलब शॉर्ट्स जीन चप्पल में घूम रहा होता. I do this on a daily basis also. मतलब the objective is जब काम कर रहे हो तो काम पे ध्यान लगाओ. ये सब तो these are all only material things which will come and go in life. If I wanted to do something, I could have been in London and been an investment banker and lived a very different life. But जो impact आप ground पे देते हो उसका मजा ज्यादा है. जब आप बच्चे को जब वो थैंक यू आता है ना, that is the most satisfying thing in this world. When you see thank you sir, you helped me this time and now I am doing this. It's the most beautiful feeling, frankly. So that's about it, but thank you so much. So this was my conversation with Rahul, a very candid, personal, very interactive, talking about education, future, and our collaboration. So we are celebrating GCC Poornima University collaboration today by launching Faculty of Innovation, Research and Entrepreneurship in a new campus. So please be on the watch out and see what's going to come and unfold.